Y'all, let me tell you about this crazy thing that happened to me when I was in 10th grade. This is one of them stories that sound fake, but I promise every word is true. So boom. I was at this community center with my best friend Jasmine. We was supposed to be studying for our bio test, but let's be real, we was mostly just talking about how our teacher looked like a stressed out poodle with them curly bangs she had. Now, the community center got this little courtyard area with these nice benches and stuff. Real peaceful, you know? The type of place where old ladies come to read them romance novels and kids be playing Pokemon on their Nintendo Switch. But this particular day, baby, this place turned into something straight out of a movie scene. And not the good kind neither. Me and Jasmine, we sitting there sharing some hot Cheetos and watching TikToks on her phone when we start hearing these voices coming from around the corner. Like loud voices. The type of voices that make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. And listen, when I tell you I recognize them voices, these was them boys from school. You know, the type, the ones that stay getting suspended, always starting mess in the cafeteria, thinking they tough cause they got held back twice. The ones even the teacher's scared of. They was talking mad loud, and I could hear them saying stuff about seeing that kid from third period at the community center. Now, I'm the only one from their third period class that come here, so I knew exactly who they was talking about. See, earlier that week, one of them, let's call him Marcus, had tried to copy off my test in Mr. Johnson's class, but I ain't let him. I turned my paper over and everything, and he got real mad. Started whispering stuff under his breath about how I think I'm better than everybody else. So when I heard them voices getting closer, my stomach dropped. You ever get that feeling where you know something bad about to happen? That's exactly how I felt. Jasmine must have felt it too, cause she grabbed my arm and was like, maybe we should go. But before we could even start packing up our stuff, they came around that corner. All 5 of them. Marcus was in front, wearing this red hoodie that everybody knew was stolen from the mall. Behind him was his crew Tyler, Devin, Chris, and this other boy I ain't never seen before, but he looked mean as a snake. They spot us immediately, and Marcus got this smile on his face that made me feel sick. You know them smiles people get when they think they about to do something real bad? That kind of smile. Now, let me tell you about Jasmine real quick. This girl might look small, but she got the spirit of a whole linebacker. Her mama put her in karate since she was 5, and she ain't afraid of nothing. I seen her square up with a boy twice her size once cause he was picking on her little brother. So when Marcus and them start walking over, Jasmine already reaching in her bag. I'm thinking she going for her phone to call somebody, but nah, this girl pulls out her water bottle. One of them big ones that be holding like half a gallon. Marcus starts running his mouth, talking about how I think I'm so smart, how I need to learn my place, all that typical bully stuff. But then he start getting personal, talking about my family, about where I live, about how my shoes got holes in them cause we can't afford new ones. That's when something in me snapped. You know how people say they see red? I ain't see red. Everything got real clear, like somebody just wiped clean a foggy window. I stood up real slow, and Marcus took a step back. I guess he thought I was gonna be scared or something. But nah, I was too mad to be scared. You got something to say to me? I asked him, and my voice was so calm it surprised even me. Cause you talking real bold for somebody who can't even pass a basic math test without cheating. Oh, his friends started going, oh, and all that, and Marcus's face turned red as his stolen hoodie. He took a step forward, getting all up in my face, probably thinking I was gonna back down. That's when Jasmine, my beautiful, crazy, ride or die friend Jasmine, stood up and dumped her entire water bottle over Marcus's head. Y'all, the look on his face, I wish I had a picture. This boy standing there looking like a drowned rat, water dripping down his face, his phone sticking out his pocket probably ruined. For a second, nobody moved. Nobody even breathed. It was like time just stopped. Then everything happened at once. Marcus lunged at me, but he was slipping on the water and couldn't get his footing right. His friends started moving in, but Jasmine, this girl, is something else. She pulled out another water bottle from her bag and started spraying it at them like she was holding off a pack of wild dogs. I ain't gonna lie, I started laughing, like full-on cackling. Here we was in this nice little courtyard having a whole water fight with the school bullies, except they wasn't finding it funny at all. That's when Tyler, the biggest one of the group, managed to grab my backpack. He started throwing all my stuff everywhere. My books, my notes, my lunch, everything just flying through the air like confetti. Now, normally, I'd be upset about my stuff getting thrown around. But my mama had just bought me this new calculator for my SAT prep, and it cost her like 2 whole paychecks. When I saw that calculator hit the ground, something in me just switched. I don't even remember moving. Next thing I know, I got Tyler by his shirt collar, and I'm yelling in his face about how my mama worked extra shifts to buy that calculator. All them years of being scared of these boys just disappeared. I was done being scared. But see, that's when things got real serious. 'Cause while I'm focused on Tyler, Marcus had gotten back up, and he was mad. Like, madder than I ever seen anybody in my life. He grabbed me from behind and slammed me against the wall. My head hit the brick, and for a second, everything went fuzzy. I could hear Jasmine screaming, could hear the other boys yelling, but it all sounded far away. Jasmine tried to get between us, but Chris pushed her back. She stumbled and fell, hitting her knee on the bench. That's when she pulled out her phone. Now, Jasmine got this special ringtone for when she calling her brother. Her brother who's like 6'4" and plays college football. When them boys heard that specific ringtone start playing, they thought she was calling the police. Y'all should have seen how fast they moved. It was like somebody lit a fire under them. They started running so fast they was tripping over each other. Left they backpacks, they phones, everything. Once they was gone, me and Jasmine just stood there looking at each other. Both of us soaking wet, my stuff scattered everywhere, her knee bleeding. And you know what we did? We started laughing, like crying laughing. The type of laugh that only comes after something real scary just happened. But then we looked at all them backpacks they left behind. 5 backpacks just sitting there, probably full of all kinds of interesting stuff. Now, I ain't saying karma is real, but sometimes things just work out exactly how they supposed to. 'Cause when we opened them bags, baby, let me tell you what we found. First bag had 3 stolen phones in it. Second one had a wallet that definitely didn't belong to any of them boys. Third one had test answers for next week's history exam. Fourth one had a whole stack of hall passes they must have stolen from teachers' desks. But the 5th bag, that was the real prize. That was Marcus's bag. And in that bag was his diary. Not like a journal or nothing, a straight up diary with little hearts drawn all over it. We sat there reading that diary for almost an hour. Found out all kinds of interesting stuff. Like how Marcus actually had a crush on the librarian. How he cried when his hamster died last month. How he was scared of losing his spot on the basketball team because his grades was so bad. Jasmine wanted to post pages from the diary all over social media, but I had a better idea. See, I knew Marcus's mama. She worked at the grocery store near my house, always been real nice to me. So I decided to return his bag to her personally, with the diary right on top. The next day at school, Marcus wouldn't even look in my direction. Matter of fact, none of them boys would. They transferred out of any class they had with me or Jasmine, started taking different routes to their classes just to avoid us. And that calculator they broke, Marcus's mama made him buy me a new one. Actually bought me a better one than what I had before. She also grounded him for a month after reading that diary. The funny thing is, after all that happened, other kids started standing up to them too. It was like everybody just needed to see that them boys wasn't as tough as they pretended to be. Sometimes all it takes is one person with a water bottle and another person with nothing left to lose. Jasmine's knee had a nasty bruise for like 2 weeks, and I had a headache for a few days from hitting that wall. But every time we pass by that courtyard now, we can't help but smile. 'Cause that's the place where we learn that sometimes the scariest people ain't really that scary at all. Sometimes they just bullies with secret diaries full of hearts. You know what's real crazy though? Last week, I saw Marcus at the store where his mama worked. He was stocking shelves, and when he saw me, he actually apologized. Said reading his diary must have been mad embarrassing for him, but he probably deserved it. Even told me he started seeing the school counselor to work on his anger issues. Jasmine still carried 2 water bottles with her everywhere she go though, just in case. And every time somebody tried to start trouble with us, all she gotta do is reach in her bag and they start running. Word got around school about what happened that day, but everybody tell it different. Some people say we had pepper spray. Some say Jasmine knew karate. Some say my cousin was in a gang. But we know the truth. Sometimes all it takes to stand up to a bully is a half gallon of water and a best friend crazy enough to use it.